Alright, so welcome to another episode. In this episode, we're going to talk about who is going to face Brock Lesnar, the WWE Universal Champion, at WrestleMania coming up next year, 2018. Now, Brock, of course, won the belt at last year's WrestleMania against Goldberg. That furious match lasting only 6 minutes. And shortly, I think it was about maybe 2 days afterwards, there was a report from Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer, he's from the Wrestling Observer, I believe. He's a long-time wrestling critic, journalist, if you want to call him. He's okay. He's entertaining, but he's not always right. And he'll say he has his sources. Of course, he never reveals his sources. And to cut to the chase, he announced on his podcast that already just 2 days after WrestleMania of this year, that WWE and namely Vince McMahon had already penciled in Roman Reigns to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania in 2018, and Roman Reigns is going to be the one to dethrone Brock Lesnar. Now, yeah, okay, maybe at that time you would believe it, and maybe they are. Maybe that is the plan, and maybe that still is the plan. But listen, he is Roman Reigns right now. He since last year, 2016, when they pulled the plug on him, and they used the work angle that he failed the wellness policy, so they took the title off of him. They made him lose the title. They took the title off of him. They suspended him, and then they had the tournament. It was all a bunch of BS. It was because it wasn't working. He was getting booed. They were pushing him as the hero. And he gets booed and booed and booed and booed. So let's start. Let's just quickly recap. So at last year's WrestleMania, the last match was Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Originally, the plan was for John Cena to face The Undertaker. But I think, and I'll speculate on this, I think Cena backed out. He used the excuse that he was getting married and he was going on his honeymoon. I think Cena backed out because he knew that him going over The Undertaker would have generated a lot of heat, real heat. And Cena doesn't. He's another one. He has 60-40 reactions throughout his career, and he didn't want to lose more or gain more heat. So I think he kind of backed out. So WWE plugged in Reigns. It was never announced at last year's WrestleMania that it was going to be The Undertaker's last match. The Undertaker, again, quickly, he looked old. He looked slow. The story they told was that Father Time had beaten The Undertaker, and Roman Reigns was disrespecting him during the match. The feud leading up to it, he kept saying, "It's my yard now." And then in the match of WrestleMania, he was beating on him, disrespecting him. And he finally beat him. He left, and then, of course, we all know the famous scene. The Undertaker put his jacket and hat on the ring, signifying his last match. And even, hell, we should have known in the beginning of the match when JR came out to call the match. It was always told that JR would call the Undertaker's last match. JR didn't work for the WWE. So the next night, we know, of course, Roman got booed for about 10 minutes. Crowd, one of the worst. Or if you want to say one of the best heel reactions. And yeah, and I'm going to say heel. If you think that wasn't, if you don't think that was on purpose, what WWE did, he put Roman Reigns turned heel. Listen. I kept saying Roman Reigns turned heel in after he lost the title September 2016. I always bring it up when he started that feud with Rusev and Lana when he interrupted their wedding. When he would taunt Kevin Owens, the WWE Universal Champion, and Chris Jericho, calling them both a joke. He was acting like a heel, and then up until Royal Rumble, acting like a heel. He threw out The Undertaker. He eliminated The Undertaker. My yard. WrestleMania. Disrespecting The Undertaker. If they wanted to push and promote Roman as the hero, he would have had a feel-good moment at the end of the match with The Undertaker. You know, they would have hugged it out. The Undertaker would have raised his hand. No, that wasn't the story they told. But after that infamous booing on that Raw, then WWE, I think, got scared, and 2 weeks later they had him cut that in-studio promo where he said, "Oh no, I respect the Undertaker." It was crap. He acted like a heel all throughout the year, up until when he finally decided to rejoin the Shield in the late summer, early fall. That was his face turn. And you could say, "Oh well, Frank, you know, they planned that all along." Yeah, the Shield reunion was planned last year. There was when Roman did a press conference and somebody asked him, "Are you reuniting?" And he looked behind him. He looked behind him to see if anybody was there. You know, he was playing around, and he gave them a wink and a nod. So yeah, the plan was to bring back the Shield, because the Shield was popular when they broke up. And sure enough, everybody knows, you know, some fans could see through it that they brought back the Shield to get Roman cheers. And of course, and what have I been saying? You know, everybody likes to blame, oh, Vince McMahon is out of touch. Oh, the creative. Oh, WWE. It's the fans. It's the stupid WWE fans. They fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. As soon as the Shield reunited. Okay, I can understand the first time they got back together, the first week, the first month. Okay, they're still cheering. They fell for it. And they made everybody in WWE management look smart. And they're probably stroking themselves saying, "See, the fans don't really hate Roman. They just boo it. They just boo him because it's trendy. See, why are they cheering him now? Because the fans are assholes, that's why." So this past Sunday at Survivor Series, you could hear every time Roman got into the ring alone, or he was going to do a move, or he did his taunt, you could hear the boos. And I predicted it. Maybe initially, I said initially the Shield. So I know I said, you know, the fans, even though the fans are stupid, they will initially cheer the Shield, but then once that wears off, I'm telling you, they're gonna stop booing the Shield. And this Monday, here's some clues: Survivor Series Sunday, the Shield versus the New Day opened up the show. Okay. Now I'm one of those guys. I say it doesn't matter so much, you know, with the main event, the middle of the card, opening the show. I think sometimes if you open the show, that's good. Sometimes if you're in the middle, that's good too. And of course, the main event sometimes is not all that. So finishing the last match, sometimes, you know, the show time might be cut short, and the main event might be cut down, and it won't that match won't receive the proper time it's supposed to get. So anyway, that's one clue. They opened the show with Roman Reigns, the Shield, New Day. It was a good match, but then that's it. Everybody's forgotten about it. So the next night on Raw, Roman challenges The Miz for the IC title, and the fans were chanting for The Miz. Strangely enough, I guess the Miz took is becoming face now, I guess. So of course Roman Reigns won, and of course his quote unquote Shield brothers congratulated him. But I want to show you something. I've been noticing lots. Look at Dean Ambrose's facial reactions. Seth Rollins not so much here. I noticed, but the other a couple week ago, they seem like they're not happy. They seem like they're just there as props for Roman Reigns. Yes, it's all about Roman Reigns. So before we close out, so here's some clues. Now Roman got the IC title, so it could mean two things. They put gold on him to either get a reaction, test the waters with the fans, getting him used to getting a reaction to see how they react to Roman Reigns with gold, with the title, with a title around him. Okay. Or number two, that could mean that could be a signal that he's not figured into he's not going to be figured into the main event plans for WrestleMania, to chase the WWE Universal title. Listen, he's gonna have to lose that title, right? Before WrestleMania, if he's gonna face Brock, he's gonna have to lose that title, or maybe he's gonna hold it and are they gonna do a champion versus champion match? I don't think so. I don't know. But before we close out, that's why I don't think as more time goes to close in WrestleMania. Don't forget, we're at November 22nd, so December, January, February, March. That WrestleMania is 4 months away. Okay, a lot of things could happen. That crowd reaction, if it keeps getting worse and worse, because listen, before WrestleMania, there's going to be tests, and what I mean tests is crowd reactions. And I know some fans think, oh, they're so tormented that they think that Roman Reigns and Vince McMahon, it's a big collusion. And no, listen, WWE, Vince McMahon, they're smarter than you think. They're smarter than you realize. They're not going to want to close out another WrestleMania with the fans not feeling good. That's one thing Vince McMahon doesn't like. That's one thing he wants from WrestleMania. He wants to send the crowd home happy at WrestleMania. He wants that feel-good moment to close out WrestleMania. So I think right now, yes, Roman is penciled in. Yes, they're trying to manipulate the fans. But what's changed with Roman? Nothing, except he's with the Shield. And trust me, 4 months. I said 4 months. Between now and then, the Shield is going to get booed again. They're going to start getting booed. Okay? That IC title Roman has, he's going to have to lose it unless they go champion versus champion. Another clue. Did you hear New Day cut the promo at Survivor Series? Big E said that we all know that by the time WrestleMania rolls around, the Shield are gonna break up again. That could be another angle. But before we close out, Survivor Series. The MVP of Survivor Series was Braun Strowman. I've been saying it since April, shortly after last WrestleMania. This is the man. This is the new man that WWE should push. He's over with the crowd. He's a monster. He's huge. He's strong. He's improving in the ring. He's getting better on the promos. Sunday, Survivor Series told you, he is a force of one. Nobody could control him. Nobody could beat him. Nobody could stop him. Between now and the next 4 months, if he gains more momentum, I figure he's going to win the Royal Rumble. It'll be him that wins the Royal Rumble. And then maybe they could have the Shield eliminate each other, and then they could feud. Maybe they could have a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I don't know. But for those fans who are just hell-bent and that keep banging their heads, oh, Roman Reigns, relax. It's still 4 months away. Trust me. Okay, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Happy Thanksgiving.